Morning world, and welcome to a stunning April the 7th. I wasn't ready for that. He just throttled down or throttled up, one or the other. You can't see him, he's up there. Big silver plane with a red tail, going in a strange direction, southwest. Usually aircraft going over here, or they're higher, and they're going America, Canada, or maybe Ireland. But this one's going Bristol. Anyway, it is Bank Holiday Friday, so lots and lots of people not working today, including us. The tree team are off today, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, because it's also Bank Holiday Monday, so they got a 4-day holiday, courtesy of the country. And yeah, it started out lovely. Frosty. It was frosty. You can actually see where it's only a light frost, but it's being burnt off pretty rapid. It's only 8:30 in the morning and the sun's already burning the frost off. But yeah. Let's go and look at some cows. Hello, Pickle. Hello, Pepper. So hopefully I haven't got much to do this morning because I did it all yesterday. Everything should have feed. Everything should have a reasonably clean bed, because I did it yesterday. So I'm kind of hoping that this morning I haven't got much to do, unless something's decided to have a calf that I wasn't ready for. I'm not expecting any more calves just yet. The air is lovely. Well, you made a little bit of a mess in there last night, didn't you? But it'll do for the rest of the day. Mrs. P is home this afternoon. She was supposed to be coming this morning, but apparently a lorry has hit a bridge or something's happened somewhere on the railroad between Oxford and Didcot, which means she's got to get a bus to Didcot, and it's altered her timetable. So she won't be here till this afternoon. But yeah, you're okay in there. You've got plenty to eat over there. That's all right. I'm just looking for any reason to stop me going over and seeing my dad this morning. I reckon we got just about enough straw. So the chances are, maybe I'm going to go and walk the ground in a bit, but I'm going to check the weather again. But there's a reasonable chance that this lot might actually get let out this afternoon. That would be nice, and I'm sure they'd appreciate it. We'll see, because they're getting a bit crowded in there. They need some space. Although the reason they are crowded is because they all want to stand in the sun, which is kind of fair enough. Pretty much everybody has stood outside. No one in there, and only 2 or 3 in there. I want to let them out, as long as I don't poach the ground up. Okay, slight change of plan. Mrs. P has called me. She was coming this morning. I was going to go and fetch her at 11 o'clock from the local train station, but that got cancelled because a lorry hit a bridge somewhere there and she couldn't get a connecting ride. So then she rebooked it this afternoon, and now that train's been cancelled. So I said I'm going to go up and fetch her, which does mean that today's video is going to be rather limited. I do apologise. I'd intended to go down to the other farm and fly the drone over, because I think Reg put liquid fertiliser on all our grass down to the farm yesterday. At least I think he did. My brother rang me up yesterday and said, "Who's been driving around the showground? There's tracks out there." And I said, well, if they're widely spaced apart, And in straight lines, it's probably Reg been out there with a sprayer. He goes, oh yeah, could be. So I was going to go and check all that. Anyway, I don't have time now. So I might give Reg a ring later on and say, was it him? Then at least I know I can stick it in my records what day the grass was fertilised, and I can find out what rate he put on there, and I can write that down. Then at least I know if anybody says to me, what did you put on there? When did you put it on there? I can go, I did it. That much went on that date. Because there were folks around who would like to know stuff like that. So, and even if they don't want to know, they want to know that you know when you put it on. They want to know everything we put on or in the ground. Yeah, just in case. Anyway, so I'm off over to my dad's. Going to go and have a chat with him about our OSR. It didn't make quite what we wanted. We were hoping to get £400 a tonne for it. We didn't quite get there. In fact, I think with what's going on in Ukraine, as I understand it, a new crushing plant has opened up somewhere over in that direction, and it's altered the costs and prices and everything and stuff. Again, it's world politics. It's stuff that goes on in different countries, even different continents, can have an effect on the price we get for our crop over here. So cereals, oil seeds, all that sort of stuff, it's not really a local market. It is a global market, and price is determined by global demand and weather, politics, a lot of politics at the moment. So yeah, so we didn't do quite as well as we hoped. So we haven't done bad. I mean, for the crop, we got a reasonable price for it. I mean, 2 years ago, this would have been an excellent price. But it's just the value of what we're going to sell against the cost of the inputs to produce it. Because OSR isn't a cheap crop to produce. It's a hungry crop. It needs feeding, it needs nurturing, it needs TLC, compared to a few other things that you could just basically plant and not forget. But providing there's no disease or pest issue, they can kind of get on with it to a degree. Anyway, I'm going over to see Dad, make sure he knows where we are on the financial side of it, and tell him not to buy a new tractor this year. Alright, we're just going to have a quick look at cereal and grass while we're over here. Come on. So he might have been out here yesterday, but we had a hell of a hailstorm yes as well, and that's probably hidden his tracks if he did. Oi! Come on. Nothing's been out there. Okay, nothing's been out there. So I'll check the showground, just in case. Like I said, Michael told me that there was tracks and tram lines out in the grass. I can't see any, but like I said, that hail we had yesterday might just have hidden it. Yeah, I know, I'm only going 30 metres. I can't see any wheel marks. Can you see any wheel marks out there? 4.5 hours. Well, probably nearer 4, but it felt like 5 hours. So we'll call it 4.5 hours of bank holiday traffic to Oxford and back. I don't feel like playing anymore. Oh, I've got no strength. So one of the other things with bank holidays is tourists. Lots of people staying around here, and they all want to go for a walk. They want to take the pooch for a walk across the farmers' fields to that. None of them carry a map. None of them have a map or look on their phone, so they just wander wherever they want. So we help them out. We give them some guidance as to where the path is, you know, out of the goodness of my heart, mind. Oh. Yes, I have definitely got better things to do.
Why is it partly open? Have you licked it? Oh. I thought you licked it going, look at this, Abby, this is mine. Oh, shit. Ah! Would it just help if I just...
No, because that was it.
Oh!
Yeah, that was it. So, you have got more than that, but I'm rationing you.
I look like I've got balls.
Don't
touch them. That was a really poorly timed comment.
Kapans, here comes Abby.
I say, my comment got followed by you doing that was poorly timed.
Yeah, they come from Scott and his missus up in Scotland.
Oh, I really wish they put little kilts on them.
Why?
Because you said they were cream eggs from Scotland, so now I want little kilts on them.
We wanted to blow a bagpipe
like
next.
A bare package under it.
To dancing across crossroads.
Hang on, I need to give these to Henry.
Well, I was doing the paths, I thought I must do this bit as well. For those of you that don't know, and most of you do, this is our little dew pond. So they're in there, I can see them, it's just, they're not moving. So there's one literally just down there, another one over there, another one out in the middle out there. So we have got tadpoles. Some did hatch, they are in there. I would imagine actually this bit of pondweed is brilliant cover for them, in one sense. In another sense, it's also a brilliant cover for the predators that are in there. There's another one swimming around. I don't know if you can see him swimming in there. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know, they're quite well hidden when they don't move. Anyway, the dew pond, for the few that don't know, when we bought the golf course, this little 2-acre corner was the tip. The golf course owner was also a builder developer, so up in there are mountains of topsoil, subsoil, there's concrete blocks and bits of pipe and all sorts over the back of there. When we bought this place, we ummed and ahed, should we get in here and clear it all out and reclaim it as a, I got something sharp in my foot, reclaim it for the farm, or shall we just let nature have it? Because basically that was, where are you? Something stuck in my foot. Nature had pretty much already claimed most of this. So it was decided the cost to clear this out was excessive, and the benefits of reclaiming this bit of land, there wasn't really that much in the way of benefits. So we decided to have this, we called it our wildlife area. Anyway, it gets very wet over in there. I mean, very, very wet. So we made the decision quite early on that we'd dig a dew pond. Not a big one. This is a dew pond. Basically, this is a hole in the ground. It's about, down there, it's probably about 4 feet deep. So it slopes in, so animals wanting to drink can get in and have a drink, and if anything falls in, there's always a way to get out. And 2 years ago, we introduced frog spawn from our other farm. Some of that hatched, some of it didn't. And then we did it again the year after we introduced frog spawn. This is the first year that we haven't done it because we actually found frog spawn in here. Either the frogs that had been hatched in here on the second year had come back, or other frogs had found it. I mean, we don't only just have this wet patch. Over there you can see all that timber. There's 2 big piles of waste timber. Some of it was already here from trees that the previous owners had cut down and just didn't want and stacked up. But we also get, in our tree business, we get an awful lot of stumps, stuff that's gone past its best as far as firewood's concerned, stuff that's kind of no good for anything, but it's brilliant for wildlife. So what was in here, we've left. For example, a couple of old willow stems in there. I mean, obviously this is a seat for some of the local rabbits to get up on there and sun themselves. I dare say we get snakes and all sorts in here. Well, I know we've got snakes because I nearly knelt on an adder over there a year or 2 back. So we've left it. We've left it. We might have to come in here now and do something with all these ash saplings because he's going as well. These have all succumbed to ash dieback. So I don't know. Strictly speaking, for hygiene's sake, I should take them out. But standing deadwood, again, has a certain amount of wildlife value. So yeah, we've left it pretty much to the wildlife. That in there is a muntjac tunnel. I reckon he kips in there. But anyway, so you're thinking, well, it's a wildlife area. Why is he mowing it? Okay, good question. This is like a little campsite for us. So if you wanted to get away from the house and from the phone and from from people, this is somewhere I can come, or we can come, a couple of friends can come. We have folks can camp down here, can just have just time away from the world. So there's something we offer to a few friends. You know, if you want to come down, put a tent down here. Got somebody with a Land Rover and a roof tent. They come down here. Just gives them somewhere to go. And as long as they never leave litter, not even a dog end. If I find a dog end, a butt end down here, don't get invited back. It's just like down here, no loud music, no fires, stuff like that. You can come down here, you can camp, you can sit down, you can just let the world go by with a bit of peace and quiet. Yeah, that's what this is for. So, and sometime or other, my grandkids will be down here, in which case there will probably be litter everywhere. There'll be noise, there'll be music, there'll be everything I don't want, and the little devils will probably end up in there as well. But you know, kids have got to have their time as well, I suppose. So yeah, so I mow it. I mow this little bit here so that we've got somewhere. So if we had a couple of visitors, a couple of guests who wanted somewhere quiet to camp out the way, we've had four big tents in here. We can do it. We can do it. So yeah, someone have been having a good old chew at you, haven't they? So I reckon that's either the roe, or we have had a few fallow bucks in here. So far, oh no, you've got it. You've got it. You haven't, but you have. So yeah, I think this is going to be going as well. This will be a job for the tree team in the summer, maybe. Come down and just take out the really bad disease stuff, anything that could fall over. But, right, okay, I better go back at the house, because as you probably gathered, Abby and Henry here, they came midway through me doing my job. I want to get it finished, so I've come down and finished it. Hopefully they're still there, and hopefully Abby hasn't found the rest of the Cadbury's cream eggs yet, because if she has, they'll all be gone. Scott. So I've only given her half a dozen to start with, because if I give her half the box, she'll scoff that lot, come back and have my half as well. Well, what's left.